Welcome back, everyone. I'm Rem Alternis. I'm the Community and Marketing Director for catalystgamelabs, and I'm here with kind of a legend in the BattleTech lore.
I wouldn't say that.
I've got Chris Lowrey here from Piranha Games that works on Mech Warrior 5 is the most recent release.
We have two products for Mech Warrior 5.
Oh!
We have Mech Warrior 5 Mercs, which has been around for about 5 years now. And our latest release is Mech Warrior 5 Clans. In fact, our first expansion for Mech Warrior 5 Clans, Ghost Bear Flashstorm, just recently released probably about in May. So,
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So it's really cool to have someone that has worked on the video game side while we've been so invested in the board game side or the miniatures game.
Oh, yes.
So coming together, I kind of want to hear about you and what is your history with BattleTech? Let's start there.
Oh, boy. So much like any kid in the 80s, I came to it from the tabletop side. In Boy Scouts, pretty much reading through technical readout 3025 at the time.
Did you see the new edition here?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
I think I have it on the side. But as I grew up and, as Mech Warrior 2 and 3 and 4 kind of came out, and I myself got into the video game space, it's always been an IP that I've personally wanted to work on. So it was a great pleasure to join up with Piranha and finally work on, Mech Warrior. I came on during the Mechware Online days, had a small role to play in the launch of Mech Warrior 5 Mercs, but where I got to pretty much do more of the narrative design work was really with the second expansion for Mech Warrior 5 Mercs, which was Legends of the Kestrel Lancers, which took place during a pretty big event from the Mech Warrior timeline, and from there I've been with them, helping them out on the narrative and design front, and most recently with Flashstorm, which is actually the first slide.
Oh, okay. Let's bring that up.
Unfortunately, I did want to show the trailer, but unfortunately we can't get some video to work right now. But this is Mech Warrior 5 Clans Ghost Bear Flashstorm. It's available now, and in fact, all Mech Warrior 5 products, today is the last day of the sale for both Mercs and Clans on Epic Game Store. So if you're hearing this right now and thinking about checking it out, be sure to shoot by Epic Game Store and see if you can pick it up for a good price.
That's awesome. So is it available Steam or?
It's available on Steam as well. It's we're just having a sale on Epic that's ending today.
Okay.
So.
I'm writing it down. Okay, cool. So, so you started back with BattleTech way back when.
Yes.
And, what was it like joining Piranha? Was that is this the dream job, or is there something still that you wish you're hoping to get to do again?
Well, I am very much enjoying the position I'm in right now. I am. Before I even joined up with Piranha, I worked in the video game industry for a good 7 to 10 years.
Okay.
So working on many other licensed
products.
What have
you worked
on? So probably my biggest title prior to the Mech Warrior stuff is actually way back in the Facebook game days. So, if you ever
say Farmville.
Cityville.
Oh my gosh!
so yes, I worked on Cityville way back in the day. In the mobile field, I also worked on a few early pre-Disney buyout of Marvel properties, like Ultimate Alliance 2 was another one I worked on.
Awesome.
So I've been at it for a bit, but I was never into comics. I was never really into Pixar and all the other kind of properties I worked on. But I was really into BattleTech, Mech Warrior, and stuff. So this is one of the first IPs that I've actually worked on that I've really had a passion for and a familiarity with.
Sure.
As well.
So what do you do for video games? What is your job behind the scenes? How do you contribute to what just came out?
So I've bounced around in a few roles. Started off as a balance designer for MWO, so lots of analytics and lots of tweaking of individual values. got into more system design work, which is basically a lot of like blueprint scripting and designing kind of the interfaces for things like for Mechwarrior 5 Mercs. I think like the biggest thing I worked on was like getting the markets to work and all the different kind of permutations of that between like faction availabilities for certain mechs, where you travel into the maps, having different aspects between industrial zones, war zones, and kind of like black markets that you find out in the world.
Neat.
So yeah, and eventually, like as we got into the DLCs, I started moving more into narrative design work, and that's kind of where I've been firmly sitting for, I would say, like 4 or 5 years now. Mostly because one of our expansions that I worked on, Legends of the Castrol Lancer, was really well received for pretty much immersing players in the very, very deep lore that is the BattleTech universe, and we have been continuing to try to again bring more people into the universe, which admittedly is very dense and very complex to people who might not be familiar with it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So Mechwarrior 5, working through what you did with the first iteration 5 years ago, and now Clans. What for someone who hasn't played before or doesn't know what BattleTech is, how does this game kind of bring them into the universe, do you think?
So Mechwarrior has pretty much been a staple of the video game industry since like the late 80s, early 90s. In fact, Mechwarrior 2 was at the time, in the early 90s, probably the best-selling PC game of all time.
Wow.
It was one of the titles that made Activision at the time. As Mechwarrior 3 and 4 came out, it's added on to things, but ultimately Mechwarrior 4 came out, and unfortunately there was a 20-year gap in Mechwarrior titles from them. There was other kind of adjacent projects to the BattleTech universe, mainly the Mech Assault titles, but no actual core Mechwarrior title, like for a good 20 years. And so when we developed Mechwarrior 5, we really had an aim, because such a long period of time had passed, of really bringing things back to the beginning. So like Mechwarrior 5 Mercs really brings you back to the earliest era of BattleTech, which is the Succession Wars.
Yeah.
And we allow players to kind of experience that throughout the core of the game and all of its expansions. And eventually we are going to expand. I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, and then from Mechwarrior 5 Mercs, the next era after that is the Clan Invasion, and so therefore the next Mechwarrior 5 product that we launched was Mechwarrior 5 Clans, whereas Mercs was built as kind of like that sandbox experience where we give you the entire inner sphere to kind of go around and experience it as you see fit. Mechwarrior 5 Clans instead really focuses on the more like rich narrative side of the BattleTech universe, really putting you in the shoes of a very specific unit during the Clan Invasion era, and getting you involved in characters from both the novels and the core setting, and really
neat.
setting you on an adventure, through throughout the different stories that happen among the Clan Invasion.
Yeah. So getting the stories for the core setting, is that something that you pull from existing fiction, or do you work with the devs of the tabletop game at all to, like, where is this going?
No, well, we don't work with Catalyst. We are kind of trying to tell our own story that fits within the context of a video game the best. Unfortunately, and we also don't try to make raw adaptations of the events of the novels, because what works in novels doesn't necessarily work in video games,
Sure.
in one-to-one translations. And so we really are crafting our experiences to be focused on the video games, but still exist in the same universe. So,
Awesome.
So where, like, a good example of this is Michael Stackpole's Warrior trilogy, or, Blood of Krinsky trilogy.
Yeah.
People who have played the tabletop games know these things for 30 years. And when we kind of craft stories within that era, we don't, ignore the events of them. In fact, we do adapt some very key events from those novels. But like the core thrust of our story is very centered on the characters, and that makes it, a little bit easier for players to kind of get immersed in the experience without having to have required reading from 35 years of, very rich history.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Now you kind of alluded to this, but what's coming?
Okay, so we have a few slides to show. Can we cut to the next slide? So, stepping a little bit further back.
Sure.
We, just wanted to showcase our latest product that just came out, which was Mechwarrior 5 Ghost Bear Flash Storm, where we brought things like elementals to life. Next.
Switch in the next one.
Switching the next.
We're working with with tech delay, so don't worry.
Yes. And this is Rook, one of our elemental characters that you encounter in the campaign.
Awesome.
Next. For fans of the novels, this is Theodore Karita.
Ooh.
Next. This here is Aletha Kabinsky, Sakon of Clan Ghost Bear, and the main CO character for the expansion. Next. And this here is Bjorn Jorgensson, Khan of Clan Ghost Bear, and another seminal character from the tabletop setting that we're adapting in the stories that we are telling.
Awesome.
And on the side, you can see like some of the reference that we had, even from like the old Mechwarrior RPGs that really established like the uniform for these characters years ago. Next, this here is Ulrich Krinsky, who is a major role in the books. And I think that all of these images that we're showing here are also available in the digital collector's version of Mechwarrior 5 Clans as well. Next. So next, so to talk about what's coming up, we have three major Mechwarrior products that are kind of within our studio. Mechwarrior 5 Clans is the latest product, and Ghost Bear Flash Storm is the latest expansion for it. But we also have other Mechwarrior products, so with Mechware Online, which is a PvP multiplayer game, as well as Mechwarrior 5 Mercs as well. The next thing coming up is actually going to be for Mechwarrior Online, which is a new mech. This here is the Shadowhawk 2C, clan medium 45-ton mech. Very Gundam-like in many ways.
Yeah.
So, but Alex Iglesias did the artwork for this as usual, and I think that this is going to be coming out around the August period.
Ooh, okay.
But pre-orders for that mech pack for our online crowd is available now, so feel free to check it out. MW5 Mercs, MWO Mechwarrior. Mercenaries.com, I think it was.
So
MWmercs.com.
Mercs.com.
Yes, sorry. It has been a bit since I've really worked on the Mechware Online stuff.
Sure.
But stay on Mechware Online. I have been told to also say that we currently have a Summer Beach Party Loot Bag event going on right now. The Mechware Online comp season is starting in August with packs that are available to support the tournament players. New Legends 2-pack coming in August. Annual rewards programs are going to be announced in September after the Shadow of Krinsky launch. And we'll also have a Trick or Treat event coming in October for
awesome.
Online.
Wow, that's great. That's busy.
Yes.
We should definitely have you on so we can promote your releases as they're relevant and stuff like that. And
that would be great.
Yeah.
So, next slide. So, the big thing coming up.
Ooh, look at that.
So the next big thing for us is going to be the Shadow of Krinsky expansion. This is going to be the 7th DLC expansion for Mechwarrior 5 Mercs. And this is actually going to be a big one because not only is it going to be kind of bringing in new content for Mercs and the sandbox and everything, but it's actually going to be taking the era of the game into a brand new era because up until now, Mechwarrior 5 Mercs has really been focused on kind of giving you keeping you grounded within the context of the succession wars.
Yeah.
To really kind of like have players, see BattleTech, at its beginning and kind of get those very foundational level events, represented into the story as well, which then feeds into pretty much the story of the clan invasion. So where MechWarrior 5 clans basically allowed you to participate in the clan invasion from the side of the clans, this time around we are actually going to be allowing you to kind of experience it from the other side as the clans invade, and you are pretty much a lone mercenary company trying to survive the events of the invasion.
Awesome. Oh, that's exciting. And when does this come?
This, I believe, is coming out in September.
Oh, cool. So you got, I think you've talked about an August, a September, and an October release?
Yep.
Wow, you've been busy.
It is very busy.
That's awesome.
But, and that is going to be kind of like the next big thing. Unfortunately, we are not at a stage yet. We're actually in the middle of rendering out some of the cinematics that we're going to be playing with MechWarrior 5 Shadow Krinsky. So I unfortunately don't have anything else beyond the splash art to show at this point, but I do want to say for those of you that are familiar with our development cycle, we are hoping to have more to share around the period of Gamescom. And the stuff that we have announced online, I just want to kind of hint out there that there is more to come. This expansion is probably our largest DLC expansion yet, and there are some surprises coming that we haven't announced on the webpage just yet. So keep an eye out around Gamescom for not just possibly a new trailer, but also for some new announcements for some of the content that's coming with that expansion.
That's awesome. What have we missed? What else do you want to talk about with MechWarrior 5 or anything else?
Those are the big things, I would say.
Wow. So how do, for those who haven't played the game, where can they find it? Where can they follow for the news, social medias, all of that stuff?
So we have 3 different products, which unfortunately have 3 different websites.
Of course.
There's MWmercs.com is going to be for Mechware Online, which is our PvP multiplayer. There's, I think it's MW5mercenaries.com for Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries, which is more of a PvE co-op experience in kind of the sandbox of the Inner Sphere. And then there's MW5clans.com, which is more of a narrative experience experienced from the perspective of the clans.
Awesome. Okay. And we are going to have you back on tomorrow to play the mashup of Gothic and Aces, which is going to be a lot of fun. I believe that's 12 to 2. I need to double check that. But where can folks here at Gen Con find you?
So we are not showing here at the con. It's mostly just me arriving. But yeah, be sure to check out catalystgamelabs with all the other BattleTech products, and be sure to check out any of MechWarrior 5's products. So on the MechWarrior 5 front, we are available on Steam, Epic Games Store, and a few other markets. MechWarrior 5 Mercs is also available on all consoles, whereas MechWarrior 5 Clans, because it's a little bit more of a robust engine, it's available again on Steam and Epic Games Store and all next-gen consoles.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You will be back tomorrow, 12 to 2, to play some tabletop BattleTech with us, which is super exciting because you're also going to be playing, I believe, with B. Dave Walters as well, who's a D&D in a Castle, actor, internet personality, all kinds of stuff. So
fun times.
Yeah, that'll be great. So thank you for joining us, Chris.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thank you all for being here. Thank you. Thursday at Gen Con, we are already at about 1 o'clock, right? Am I messing that up? Is time? Yep. So coming up next, we are going to have BattleTech Gothic chat with Randall Bills, and I believe Marco Mazzoni. I don't see anyone here yet, but it's still 10 minutes before, so here's hoping. But thank you guys so much. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.